Tomorrow. And then the yeah. Right. तो बात करना फिर बात नहीं करना नहीं खाते हैं ऐसे सो बाहर के बात कर देखो लंबे लंबे पैसा भी है चार्जर दिख रहे हैं शुक्ला जी कुछ ना स्टार्ट कर हेलो सब शेयर करें शेयर हो गया ऑलरेडी सब कुछ शेयर कर शेयर कर दिया ऑलरेडी फिर कोई देख रहे कोई साउंड आ रहा वहाँ से ऑलरेडी शेयर जिससे करने वाले गली पूरे आते हैं
जाओ मैं तुरंत पैसा ही देखना पड़ता मेरे क्लास टीचर को फिक्स किया सिक्स क्लास में
मिसाल घेतलं का? कडे बहुत शेयर कलकत्ता
Adab, Namaskar, and a very pleasant morning to distinguished professors, academicians, and participants in various fields of education. Before we begin, I would like to share a thought that beautifully captures the spirit of today's session. Mathematics is not about getting the right answers. It is about having the courage to explore, question, and think deeply. In every mathematics classroom, learning truly begins when learners feel safe enough to think aloud, to make mistakes, and to take intellectual risks. On behalf of the Department of Mathematics, St.Ann's College for Women, Mehdipatnam, Hyderabad, I extend a very warm welcome to all our distinguished panelists, academicians, teachers, researchers, and my dear participants. I am Dr. Sindhoshi Mishra, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Mathematics, and it is my privilege to serve as the Master of Ceremonies for today's brainstorming session on reimagining mathematics classrooms to promote risk taking as psychologically and emotionally safe learning spaces. To begin today's program on a very thoughtful and positive note, let us seek divine blessings for wisdom, clarity of thought, and meaningful deliberations. I now invite our college choir, Stella, to lead us into the prayer.
Scripture is taken from Psalms 134. Behold, bless the Lord, all you servants of the Lord, who by night stand in the house of the Lord. Lift up your hands in the sanctuary and bless the Lord. The Lord made heaven and the earth. Bless you from Zion. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.
O protector of my soul, you stand against the foe. In the dark, you'll be a light for me. O protector of my soul, you who created the ends of the earth, guided me unto your throne. Offer your gift to me, blessed may be your own, protector of my soul. You stand against the foe. In the dark, you'll be a light for me, oh protector of my soul. In the dark, you'll be a light for me, a protector of my soul. Please be seated. Thank you, Ms. Ruth and Team Stella, for rendering that soulful and divine prayer. Before we proceed with the lighting of the lamp, I would like to respectfully acknowledge the presence of our esteemed dignitaries and thank them for graciously being with us this morning. We are honored to have with us Professor Rahul Krishnayaji, Department of Education and Education Technology, School of Social Sciences, University of Hyderabad, Dr. Durgesh Nandani Department of Psychology from Geetam University, Professor Vekhar Nisaji, Department of Education and Training, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad, and Dr. Ritika Srivastavaji, Geetam School of Education, Hyderabad. Big round of applause to the dignitaries for joining us today. I once again thank all the dignitaries for their presence. I now request our esteemed guests to kindly come forward for lighting of the lamp, symbolizing the illumination of knowledge and the beginning of today's academic deliberations. Tusharahara Davana Yashabnavasamrita Yavina Varadanda Manditakara Yashveta Padmasana Ya Brahmachita Shankara Prabhativi Devai Sada Purita Samam Padu Saraswati Bhagavati Vishesha Jatya
कैमरा कर ले मात्रा ले सामने डाल दो
Thank you, Himaja, for that beautiful prayer song. I thank all the dignitaries for lighting the lamp. The ceremonial lighting of the lamp signifies the illumination of knowledge and the spirit of inquiry. With this auspicious beginning, we now move to the next segment of today's program. The brainstorming session is enriched by millions of eminent academicians and scholars for diverse disciplines, whose expertise will guide today's deliberations. To formally introduce our distinguished panelists for this brainstorming, I now invite my dear colleague, Mrs. Sabah Fardos, Senior Faculty, Department of Mathematics, St.Ann's College for Women, to kindly take over.
A very pleasant morning to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the distinguished panelists for today's brainstorming session. We have with us Professor Rahul Krishnayaji, Department of Education and Education Technology, School of Social Sciences, University of Hyderabad. Professor Krishnayaji is a seasoned scholar in the field of education, known for his sustained academic engagement with philosophical, sociological, and constructive perspectives of learning. With many years of experience in teaching and research, he has contributed significantly to understanding learner-centered pedagogy, inclusive education, and sustainable educational practices. His scholarly works reflects a deep commitment to reflective teaching, critical inquiry, and the creation of classrooms that encourage students to think, question, and take intellectual risk. His presence adds strong theoretical depth to today's brainstorming session. We are honored to have you with us, sir. Dr. Durgesh Nandini, Department of Applied Psychology, Geetham University. Dr. Durgesh Nandini ji is a distinguished academician in applied psychology whose work thoughtfully explores the emotional, motivational, and psychological dimensions of learning. Her academic interest brings valuable insights into how anxiety, self-belief, and emotional safety influence students' engagement and learning outcomes. She offers a nuanced psychological lens to education discussions, helping educators better understand learners beyond cognitive achievements. Her perspectives are especially relevant to today's theme of creating psychologically and emotionally safe learning space. Welcome, ma'am. Professor Sarji, Department of Education and Training, Maulana Azad and National Urdu University, Hyderabad. Professor Vikharunisa ma'am is a highly accomplished educationist and academic leader, widely respected for her extensive contributions to teacher education, pedagogy, and educational research. With decades of experience in higher education, she has published widely guided doctoral research, edited scholarly books, and actively contributed to academic leadership and institutional development. Her work reflects a strong commitment to inclusive education, accessibility, and multilingual learning, including contributions to science and mathematics education. Her vast experience brings richness, balance, and maturity to today's deliberations. Honored to have you in our midst, ma'am. Panelist is Dr. Ritika Srivastava ji. Dr. Ritika Srivastava ji is a thoughtful and committed scholar in education whose academic journey reflects a strong engagement with classroom practices, teacher education, and early childhood learning. Her research work closely examines teaching practices, educational equity, and the lived experiences of teachers and learners in diverse contexts. She has published in reputed peer-reviewed journals and actively contributes to academic as well as public scholarships. Her work resonates deeply with the idea of safe, reflective, and inclusive learning environments, making her contribution especially meaningful for today's session. Welcome, ma'am. We warmly welcome all our esteemed panelists and look forward to an intellectually stimulating and enriching brainstorming session.
Thank you, ma'am, for that warm introduction of our panelists. Mathematics is often perceived as a subject of precision and certainty. Yet meaningful learning in mathematics involves exploration, questioning, and the willingness to make mistakes. Brainstorming sessions such as this provides a safe intellectual space where diverse perspectives drawn from education, psychology, and interdisciplinary fields can come together to examine challenges and possibilities in teaching and learning mathematics. This session is particularly significant as it focuses on risk-taking as a positive and necessary component of learning and on the creation of psychologically and emotionally safe classrooms where learners feel confident to engage, experiment, and express their thinking. Through collective reflection, dialogue, and shared experiences, today's brainstorming aims to generate insights that can inform classroom practices, research directions, teacher preparation, and policy considerations in mathematics education. With this brief overview, we now begin the panelist presentation for today's brainstorming session. It is my privilege to invite our first panelist, Professor Rahul Krishnayaji, to share his insights and perspectives with us. The floor is open to you, sir. Let us all welcome, sir.
morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
First of all, I apologize to everyone because I came late due to traffic, heavy traffic from HU St.Anne's, Mehdipatnam. Just now, I discussed with Santosh the city traffic, Hyderabad. If you go here and there, this is also one kind of mathematical calculation. I supposed to be there on time. I promised I have texted her I will be there on time, but I couldn't reach. The calculation means just I assume that if I start at my home by 8 o'clock, I will be here 9. So sometimes exact things, number, and sometimes mathematics, accuracy, exact and correct answers. But I am not background of student of mathematics. Till intermediate only, I studied the mathematics. Due to I am fear, afraid of mathematics, I drop. So just I withdraw and I drop from the mathematics. After intermediate, I supposed to continue BS mathematics. But that time I little scared. Everybody like so before going to this brainstorm session. So at the outset, first of all, I appreciate Santosh madam. So taking up such a great initiation, and we must appreciate nowadays. If you do any project, just only all of us, many learned people stand before me, and that my friend, I have long association with Makaris madam. She is a professor. I am not a professor. Still, I am associate only. She is very senior to me, and other distinguished uh, experts who are on the dais. And off the dais, very senior people. And my dear student friends, brainstorming means not silent. You have to be interact. This is reciprocation between experts and audience. You are not a audience and spectators. You are sitting like that, but you feel like you also become an expert. Experts in the sense, person who is having command and knowing and being continuing in the same thing. No one is expert for your kind information. Because of I am senior to you, that's why I am sitting here. But that's no difference between you and the experts like us. And one thing I noticed is when 3 4 days back, is it audible? Is there any disturbance? Santoshini madam, when she called regarding this program, just out of curiosity. So who is coming to this program? So have you invited any experts, seniors, or mathematics? She said there are some people. Later, me and my friend, we joined late. So I'm not a mathematics student, but I know the mathematics. Mathematics, not only mathematicians and mathematics background. From the beginning, our daily life, everybody without mathematics, we cannot survive. So daily life, there is a calculations. The calculation not only in terms of money or maybe number, even other kind of things also. That is why mathematics is not only problems and theorems, it's the process which is very much connected, associated to the cognitive. It's not like a concept, not only conceptual, but it is in the cognitive. The faculty of mind can make up and think very critically. The critical thinking. I did my PhD on constructivism. The constructivism that nowadays, not only nowadays in the way back onwards, mathematics is one of the important subject is integrated in all subjects. If you have become a good, yes, please, please. I just have.
You stand here with him. I think you stand there. Please come, sir. Please come. Here, yes, please. Then, students, please come close. Students, come together. Come back. Stand in the steps.
That's it.
We're very sorry for the disturbance.
No. It's a part of program. We should have one pic with the foreigners. we must feel pleasure to have one pic with the foreigners. Yeah. So actually we know the mathematics. So I will not speak on mathematics very much because here in brainstorming, objective is the purpose of this brainstorming sessions. This is a part of the project, not only project, but also we give some solutions nowadays everywhere at all levels of the students, from school to higher education. Everybody is scared two subjects. There are two subjects. One is mathematics, the other one is language. Just you remember your school days. All times we are looking at our mathematics teacher. Sometimes villain, sometimes is an inspirable person. When language teacher comes, sometimes we are little scared. She will ask us, you get up, you read this one, that one. But later we realize, so some language teachers, they make the class very fun, create some kind of enthusiasm, curiosity. Sometimes we use the English or Telugu, any language teachers, that day will not be filled. All subject might know, but if you are missing the language, you feel something you are missing. But when mathematics, first period some class is there, next period mathematics, everybody little shivering fear, some kind of fright. Because who is really having the, by birth no one is have that kind of talent, is having the commanding on mathematics. How and why few students are good at mathematics? Why some students are not at that much? Is fault with the students or teachers or a system? This is the crux of the problem. They words. Our researchers, academicians, planners, even practitioners, they try to find the solution way out to create the congenial, comfortable to the student mathematics, very easily develop some kind of curiosity, enthusiasm. But there is no such anxiety and enthusiasm because still today there is some kind of line between and the theory and practice and creating the sense of curiosity and kind of. So our topic very much relevant is of our. We need to discuss the emotional and psychological space and risk. Where is the space? Why child is fear? So why they are emotionally create some excitement, anxiety, and tension also. There are some lots of tensions. Why students are committed suicide in corporate schools? My child now is class in 10th class. Recently, I shifted from to Delhi Public School to St.Ann. But all time I spoke high about this kind of corporate system or a corporal punishment. They are like sitting in the cage and like without ventilation, suffocation, all these things. But I felt very bad and guilty. I sent them my children to both of them to that one for IAT. Some kind of whether they are able to do or not, whether they may crack it or not, we don't know. But my child all times when he came to home, he said, Papa, I am good at mathematics. I am little scared with physics. The physics also again mathematics and chemistry also. There is an interlinking. Chemistry. My friend will explain about the physical physics is physics background. So everything, this is the one kind of composition of math, chemistry, and these things. So as a student of teacher educators, we are all belongs to the teacher educators. So we are not focused on content, but content can anybody can deliver, any can on that who is having the master. But why do when I was eighth, when I was ninth, when I was seventh, why I scared the mathematics? The fundamental question. All of us, even mathematics teachers who are now, I think there are some teachers from background. Have you noticed or not? We don't know. But why ninth, second, third, even small multiples and additions, even small numbers begin on words, why students are scared and fear? So why don't we create that atmosphere? We better shift from performance to process, fear to freedom, and silence to dialogue. But when I have mentioned in my PhD, constructivism, the child can able to construct the knowledge on the basis of environment and situation or experience. Knowledge is not giving and taking. Knowledge has to be constructed. How child is construct the knowledge? Child himself, he can construct the knowledge. We as a teacher has to be provide that kind of atmosphere to construct the knowledge. So that there are many recent past, many kind of things, engagement, explore, and project and group wise, group discussions, even problem solving. There are many methods are there. We will explain later. There are many problem solving methods. There are some kind of group wise. But mathematics, the collective efforts, not isolated, individual, but homework to teamwork. We need to shift homework to teamwork. Team should collectively discuss these things. Then they can exchange the ideas and opinions about if you given any kind of issues and problem. So mathematics, now reimagining mathematics classroom as a psychological safe spaces. Psychologically, there are many issues not only due to mathematics, not only mathematics. Mathematics is the one which is creating some psychological tensions, anxiety, fearness. But how to overcome it, how to make the child to feel free and feel freedom and feel it like they must love the math. How many of you love the mathematics? Very few of them. Have you noticed? Do we think that our every child is good at mathematics? And even psychologically, there is no kind of solution, and there is no proven is why is few of them only very fast they clock 100 in mathematics. Why is some childs only 5, 10 failed in the mathematics? Most of the students they failed in the mathematics. Why? What is the reason behind it? There in the classroom, the same teacher taught us, but the same problems in textbook, everything is same. Why? But we, as a teachers, we have to find out it. So the process, mathematics is not only performance, that is the process. So even mathematics, they cannot give any direct answers. There is a step. Habitually, mathematics teachers also, they cannot say anything directly. They follow the steps. The one by one, the steps later on. We know the answer, but we come to the some kind of process and go by the step by steps. So this kind of fairness everywhere. Recently, there is one study says that in the world wise there are 7 exams are very highly standard. So one among 8 are JEE also, world wise. JEE also. Sometimes we are like surprised. We got to know that some child 150 by 150, 100 by 100. How it is possible? It's only 30, 25 marks. This much of variation between the topper and the normal average students. But where is the fault? We have to study about it, the psychological problems of the child. So that is also not necessarily compulsory. Very good at mathematics. They may good at some music or maybe biology, social science, even other subjects. I am very much focused on to the school subject, 8th, 9th, 10th standard schools, intermediate and level, we know that. But the beginning basics, 5th. So normally, according to psychology, even academicians, they stated that LSR, reading, writing, and arithmetics. So minimum arithmetics, mathematics theorems. So it makes sense to think and critically and creatively. So sometimes there is a logic behind the logic there in the mathematics. I am a student of philosophy. The philosophy begin with the logic, but mathematics and the logic both are interwoven. Because why A is equal to B is equal to C. Therefore A is equal to C. What is the logic among this? Sometimes teachers imaginally x is equal to 1. Why x is equal to 1? Who said? If student, if refuse, no sir, if you elect, I can't x is equal to 1, I want x is equal to 0, x, y, z, sorry, 3, 4, 5. Is there any choice? A is equal to B. B is equal to B stands for it has own identity. B is equal to B. B is C. Where is the logic? Why sir? B is a B. So every time if you instead of B, can I write the C? Did you allow? No. Do you think that B is equal to C? Everywhere, if I like sometime instead of B in place of B, can I put the C? Do you agree that? Will you accept it? Therefore, A is equal to C again. How, sir? Therefore, A is equal to C. If you start this kind of things, mathematics. But how do you convince the child? So, if mathematics teachers, how do you convince them? So, sometimes not only simply they accept it, they know the reality. Oh, A is equal to B, X is equal to 1. If you imagine the hypothetically, then we will look forward to solve the issues and problems. So friends, so why we talk about the risk taking in mathematics? This is a fundamental. Today's brainstorm sessions. So mostly regarding this one, mathematics is one of the globally recognized high risk and anxiety subject. High risk and anxiety. It's the proven thing. Anxiety and high risk. So the young children don't feel sir high risk. So next one take mathematics intermediate. Not in a risk. It's not a risk. It's not a risk. High anxiety means. So other subject we can able to understand it once and twice if we go through it. But mathematics is not a readable subject. We have to do. We need to be practiced it. We have to perform it. For performance also, there is a process. This process we need to understand when we are applying deep immersion and we have to think critically, then only. So there are many problems or theorems and everything. And so whenever we say that word, if you use that word, if you like that, if we heard the mathematics, all of suddenly our mind, our attention will be diverted. In spite of other subject, mathematics is the one kind of, it has its own identity among all subject. But teacher has to simplify, create that fear to freedom, and he has to facilitate. So maths teacher, if you teach mathematics with that kind of anxiety mathematics, so none of any students, they won't do any kind of interest on it. So normally every mathematics teachers try to simplify the theorems and problems. But they make the child to feel comfortable and freedom to understand their own. But even though they did get it, but some students they're very much good at and excel. But nowadays and before 2 decades and present days, the mathematics situation trend has been changed. Now is the computer era, the computer era, the era of computer, AI. So those we applied our mind, but nowadays there are many kind of electronic gadgets and many kind of these are there. No to think that much. But due to that, we lost our critical thinking, the ability. So that ability, even competitive exams also, they're testing our ability test. You may good at language and other your respective subject, but they're testing the mental ability. Mathematics is related to the mental process, is related to cognitive. That is why they're testing the mental ability test. In that test, we know so many logical questions, so many critical thinking related, even high standard like max tolerance and some kind of things are that you might know better than me who are appeared recently any kind of competitive and even some other tests from the beginning onwards. Recently, some agencies, third parties conducting so many tests. For example, different kind of what we are doing. Even schools also conducting some kind of exams, particularly mathematics and mental ability. In spite of their regular schedule, regular courses, in addition to that, they are asking us to appear those kind of exam to test your mental ability. So the friends, in all classrooms, for example, so the domain of our regular classroom system. So when mathematics teacher is not teach the mathematics, we are like only observing, like very silent. But there is a dialogue and a reciprocation also, the required. But in constructivism, in that constructive, I highlighted that kind of interaction between teacher and learner. This is not mono, it's the dialogue between not only mathematics, even though other courses also. So that this pedagogical aspect is coming to the pedagogical aspect. Recently, many apps, many kind of modules, many kind of techniques, strategies, approaches, methods were developed by the NCRT, even some other agencies, particularly mathematics. These modules and some kind of strategies to facilitate and create some kind of simplify the mathematics through which that modules. There are many. I think you might NCRT very rare people might have and say that mathematics, in particularly NCRT, CBSE schools mathematics and state mathematics, sort of variation between NCRT and even the state syllabus. In that syllabus also they mention, so don't create, students should not feel any panic when, when he get the opportunity to solve any mathematical problems or issues. The subject is not, don't look that subject. As a teacher's point of view, to when you look at the mathematics, you may feel that is easy. But we have to look at and see that student perspective towards the mathematics, whether they are able to do or not. So are we really provide that much of simplifying best ways to solve the problem? That is depends upon the teachers. Teachers, they must feel and realize to come out from that stereotype and traditional conventional mode of transaction to be, there is a paradigm shift from rote and traditional to the that modern approaches. There are many. We have to shift this from that one. So that even NCRT also develop so many modules. So in pedagogical aspect, all times, all our teacher education background people, we focus on not on the content, we focus on pedagogical aspect. What to teach, how to teach, when to teach. These are basic fundamental things which we are daily in our classroom. With the help of psychology, philosophy, even other subjects, we try to understand the child ability and child attitudes and the psychological mood and emotional conditions. So we are not just, that's why every teacher must be trained. Every teacher is must be a psychologist. You are maybe mathematics, you may be background of science and social science. You must understand in the child behavior and other things. So why this mathematics psychological safety? Is there any kind of things? For example, when you are asked the basic questions about the mathematics, you first let us know child opinions also. We have to consider it. So recent past, there are two kind of things observed by the corporate colleges. So there are many students, n number of, because they are sometimes filled the classroom more than that capacity. Teachers, they cannot like observe all the students who are sitting that capacity more than 60. Recently, I have visited that classroom. Teachers, they taught, they just stand here, they teach and write on the blackboard, but they never concentrate with the children. Children by themselves, they must pay attention on it. But they leave the people who are not interested, they never focus and they never concentration on any child. So due to that, 40% above, 40% above students, they fail in the mathematics, daily test, monthly test, weekly test. There are many kind of, they conduct tests. Continuously, rigorously, they focus on only mathematics and physics. Due to that, there is a psychological suffocation, the mental tensions. And today they may got 40 marks, tomorrow target is 60. So we want to reach that, we have to crop that much marks. So they lost their patience and mental ability. Recently, I approached one student when I visit that school, Chaitanya, to meet my child. And there are some students while eating, just I'm out of just I ask, how did you feel, Nana? This uncle, daily I'm doing more than 15 hours. So I'm everything my level best. I give all my efforts, but I'm not in a position to get the average marks. Average marks. Sometimes but I'm did not get the concept when I do some science concepts. I am able to understand. But I am the topper in my class when I was in the Anmakonda. But just I joined here. I did not get, I am not on par with other childrens. I am not compete with them. So I don't know, uncle, but now I am also doing my level best. I will try. Definitely I crossed the that rank or something. He has that confidence. But I told the teachers, you have to concentrate on some people. You forget it, the ranks and other things. You have to know their mental tensions, anxiety, some kind of risks are done. You have to, have you noticed or not? I don't know. Do you think that every child is fine and sitting in the class, their attention on that? But you have to see their levels and abilities. The parents, teacher, parents, both of them, at least they must consult and ask the child, are you comfort with this one? That is not only the end, that is not only life. So that there are mental, there are emotional things there. Sometimes they outburst due to that suffocation. The classroom itself suffocation, but the subject makes some kind of suffocation. But as a, not only I'm talking about the mathematics, the rest of the subjects are also important. Recently, very passionately, that is the one trend was developed. There is a one trend is going on. This languages and other subjects, they focus on the mathematics. They lost because as a child, every person, every child, we have so many kind of things, not only mathematics. So we are good at mathematics. Many mathematicians, they are good musicians. I think there are many educational philosophers and mathematicians. They are good psychologists. Bertrand Russell, the great mathematician, great philosopher, and a great musician also. There are many people who have that kind of composition and some kind of expertising in all these things. So that there are some emotional safety. We are talking about the emotional safety in mathematics classroom. Fear of the humiliation after wrong answers. Every teacher expected right answers only. But you allow them sometimes what they feel like this. You give the chance to child to express freely whatever they know. But every time, why do you expect the only right answers? What is the right answer? So the evaluation process also in the mathematics, every steps they might be followed step by step. The end of the summary, sometimes they may give wrong. They follow the all steps. Somewhere they are missing the something. They may have that wrong answer. Of course, you give the chance to again to practice something. Definitely, they would perform better than previous and present. So mathematics not exact accuracy. Of course, is accuracy. In philosophy also, we taught the Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya. Not only Sankhya, Sun, which means the exact kya, to know. What is knowing the things, whether it is exactly, the knowing things is exactly or not, is the right or wrong. So we have to think of it. So that now I give the chance to my friends. Later again I will join. So thank you. Thank you giving me this opportunity.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful and thought-provoking presentation. Your reflections have provided a strong foundation for the discussion to follow. I think here there are a few of my students. So probably you can relate that, if you're giving wrong answers, how is it that you're getting scoldings from your math teachers, especially from me and Sabha madam. So I think in today's session, with Krishna sir talking about this, so probably we as teachers, we need to change our perspective that let us, give chance to our students to speak, whether it is right or wrong. So probably that is something, where that fear moves or shifts to something called as freedom of thought. So today I've learned one thing out of your session, sir. Of course, I'm a teacher, but then my students are here, myself, and in fact, my colleagues. What we have been trained at St.Ann is, you have to be extremely strict with students. And if they do not answer, probably we are supposed to punish them. Or maybe majority of our students, face this kind of humiliation in our class. Because even I, for the past 20 years, I have been doing the same thing. Never probably thought about the psychological, imbalance which is created in them when I ask them a question and when they are humiliated in front of others. But yeah, we as teachers, I think we have to basically think about what the child thinks if we are making them stand and probably humiliate, because nobody is perfect, even I'm perfect. Over a period, I have learned many things, and I'm still, even after so many years of experience, I feel I'm still in the process of learning. Because today, when you are here, I felt as if I'm a child, I'm a student, listening to you. And probably there are many things which I, as a teacher, I have to improve in the classroom to make the classroom more lively, more interactive, and probably shift from that fear to And this quotation, I really liked it, sir, and definitely going to implement in my literature survey. Fear to freedom. So moving on, I invite our second panelist, Dr. Durgesh Nandini ji, to share her perspectives with us. Welcome, ma'am. The floor is open to you.
A warm namaste to the dignitaries and good morning to my students and my colleagues. I am Durgesh. I'm a psychologist, as you all could see. Today I'm going to start, actually sir covered everything. Sir is also my teacher because I also belong to the University of Hyderabad. I have attended a lot of sessions under sir's guidance. Recently we attended that Malviya teachers program. So that's very less to talk. Sir actually said two things very importantly here: performance to process, fear to freedom. I think these two are the pillar of learning anything in our life. But before we jump into the real talk, I would like to first tell a love story. Yes, I know you all are like, it's a college for women. How can you say love story, ma'am? Okay, but it's not that kind of love story again. Okay, coming from a very humble background where education is given the most priority in my family. I'm from Puri, Odisha. Landed to Hyderabad when I just turned 18. Uh, every time it's all about two things, as sir said, English and maths. Studying in a Odia medium school, which is also lagging us to be so prompt in English as a foreign language, only one thing was focused for the parents: how my daughter will say English just like foreigner and does maths like a mathematician. And I was like, where is the escape? Come on, I'm suffocating. So every year, this crying used to be that no more maths. Then they would say one more last year. 10th is the last thing. After that, maths you will never see. Somehow in maths, as sir said, I could get a lot of marks.
Yeah, sorry for the interruption. Just I had been one good experience when I was in myself and my friends. Every time the first and second government student. In the final exam, in my class, 105 out of 105. So that's 25 members only we get distributed. One fellow first rank in the class, he was more than 400. You will be surprised after mathematics exam, while coming from center to our school, we normally go by the bus. So everybody, 105 people, they come through buses. That day, everybody they throwing their maths and throwing them. Like for next improvement onwards. Yeah, please, sorry.
No, that's all right, sir. It's an honor to listen to you, sir. How much you can. Yes, love story, sir. Still stuck there. So somehow I love maths. Really, I love maths, but math did not love me. So that's a love story, one-sided love story. Everywhere. That way, har jagah formulas. Trigonometry formula, geometry formulas, har jagah. I did the rest area also, beside the bed also, because 10th is that milestone. Parents, like, they are fearful or they project their fear in us also. I don't think so, I'm fearful. The way they are fearful, I started panicking. Something wrong will happen. And being a single child, carrying the whole burden of the family, failing in maths, whereas father is a mathematician, it would I think, disown them. Probably they were saying that पैसा से निकाला जाए तो फेल हो जाएगी तो. It was the exact dialogue. I said, how should I just keep up all this pressure? And coming from a joint family, seeing so many rifts in the family, told me that I think human brain is everything. Why the same chai tastes good on Monday but tastes bad on Tuesday? The same person is. So that was also my interest area, that how they all are behaving so differently. One time they will fight like something, like India, Pakistan, they will fight. Another time they will be like, India, friends. I was like, I should study that also. That was pretty much, influencing. I started learning that more about, started reading magazines about psychology at that age. So my parents love maths, which I'm also loving, but there's no mutual love. But I'm loving psychology, but psychology is also loving me back. So of course I will go where there's a mutual love, right? So this is what happened. 10th standard, now I got good marks. Then they said, study in intermediate also, na? एक साल ही तो पढ़ना है. I said, चलो कर लेते हैं. Then I took admission in intermediate, economics, maths, logic, anthropology. They said no psychology. Because they know there's a mutual love happening, right? Every time parents are against a love. That's why I say it's a love story. So they did not allow me to take in intermediate. That time, 10th result, based on 10th result, the colleges will send you invitation to join their government colleges. So this was the best option. Anybody who is a good student, they will get these 4 options. So these 4 options you got, it means, like your doctor can highlight, she has this option, So con ho gaya maths. But after 2 months, I am like, this maths is different, intermediate maths is different. Whereas my father himself wrote a chapter also in the book, the government college book, he wrote a chapter. This is a tarnish of the image only. So I said, okay, everybody has a problem with this surname, right? Because everybody's getting to that giant surname, father has the same surname. So what I did, I went to college and I said, I want to delete the surname. Yeah, I did that. That's why I don't surname also. I don't write it anywhere. So because it was relating to father's mathematics knowledge and my bad knowledge about maths. I said that love story should start now. Psychology and my love story should start. Let me just disown myself from the surname. So I went and did. And so it was like a big fight in family again. Okay, now you want to fight for surname or maths? Because I want to do maths. In colleges, they give chance in 2 months if you want to change any subject. But my father again said, you're not changing the subject. There's one option, my principal, you can make this subject as your 4th optional. So if you fail, it won't be a big challenge for you. You can just get any subject you have under 4th option, you can fail. You will still get your degree on time. And it will secure 100 close marks, above 60, those marks will be added in your main grade. I said 60 also nahi aayega. Above ka marks to bhul jao. Okay. So from 100, some 80 marks I got in my intermediate, and I was really taught that for 1 year I have to learn, no, 2 years I had to learn. That time it was not semester system, it was 2 years exam system. I'm talking about 2007 and 2008. Then I said, no, this is how I have to do a dhanam. I visited the nearest temple. I said, no, now I'm disowning this love. I cannot have this toxic relationship anymore. So family, I said that now you can't threaten me. I am threatening you. I'm going to study at all. So colleges ke counseling shuru ho gaye for graduation. I said I'm not interested because again you will tell me take elective maths. No. So I said if only you promise me, sign a negotiable contract. Psychology will be my major, sociology will be my minor. Then only I'm studying. Otherwise I'm not studying only. So that was a 1 week process I did. So that is all the story I wanted to narrate in front of everybody. So I understand some of us, we say that it's fearful, but I tried to love maths. Maths somehow did not love me, so my love story ended sadly. But I landed in, CU where research is priority. In research again math comes. So somehow, that time I was loving maths, math did not love me. But now maths is loving me, I'm not loving it. And in Geetam also, research and statistics. So that is what I'm telling, that love-hate relationship me and maths has. But somehow now I understood the more we want to stay away from something, that thing reaches to you somehow. No way PhD was remotely related to me. I just wrote entrance like that. MSc I was done, then to 2012 I packed everything, including the mattresses and pillow. Went back home and up padai no one. Somehow I filled some of the PhD seats in some university. Somehow they all. I said, okay, let's try PhD for 6 months. So never ever I went to pursue any degree with the hope of completing it. But I went with a hope that something extra new I will learn. So that that divergent mindset of mine helped me to learn everything so far I know. So what I'm trying to focus here, guys, that enthusiasm, never let it die. Let that fire be on. Maybe it is for maths or English or psychology. You cannot say, I can cook any food without fire. If you say, I will bake something, that also requires heat, right? Indirectly, it is the heat is something which is making the food cooked. So how do you know if you want to be a baker? You need to learn mathematics. Which degree you have to, how much time you have to put the oven on. 150 degree, 25 minutes. Then you see food is half cooked. Then you calculate 50% already cooked in this degree, another 50 will be cooked exactly the same degree. So everywhere you go, guys, maths is there. All I'm trying to suggest you all I'm trying to suggest that don't be fearful of that. In psychology, we all teach also learning disability to the children. There is something called dyscalculia. It is a learning disability. Calculation becomes very difficult. But trust me, guys, if we teach them from the very early age, if we calculate and we understand and diagnose at very early age, that is just 2 to 3 years, these children are becoming the next mathematician. So they can teach dyscalculia. At least most of us, we don't have that. I'm not saying I will develop it tomorrow. No. If it is there, it's there from your birth. So making maths more fun. 5 steps are there to follow. Making actually everything fun. There are 5 steps to follow. And pretty much in psychology, we call it problem solving steps. The first is analyze the problem. As Sir said, from performance to process. Let's not be so focused on outcome. Let's enjoy the journey of reaching there. All of us might have heard a term called correlation. Okay. In psychology, we study a lot of causation and relation between one variable to another variable or one variable to multiple variables. And correlations, we know the range is from 0 plus minus 1. So when you're calculating, if you know the outcome is going to come 6.2, you know the answer is wrong. You can't say 6.2 found and I got the answer. No, the range itself is 0 to plus minus 1. So the maths is giving you enough chance to verify that you've committed error. And that only you can know by analyzing, by knowing that it's a correlation. If from the beginning you don't know it's correlation, you're thinking it's mean, median, mode, or any form of central tendency, how do you? And always our teacher says that the answer lies in the question itself. That you can understand from the very first step, which is called analyzing the problem. The second step, after analyzing, gather all the information about it. Don't how I enter to all the educational qualification which is decided by my parents. Go with your flow that this is what I want to pursue, so I will have all the information regarding that. Before joining this college, you had the college brochure, you had the faculty list, you knew how many semesters I have to study, what is the passing mark in internal, what marks is going to make me fall in danger, means fail. If I fail, what's the next step? All this thing, you have to gather all the information related to the problem you have in your plate now. So third will be the brainstorming. As Sir said, don't make it a homework, independent task. Take it from a homework to a teamwork. Now maths is not all about solving a plus b whole q is how much. It's reached to the another level itself. How a plus b whole cube I can use to build a rocket. how A plus B cube I can use to build a room like this. So whoever has built this room, they also calculated enough. How many chairs should be there? How many lights should be there? How many lights will not be overpowering it? Will not give headache to people. How many lights will make this room very dull? So all these calculations were done, and an electrician is also a very good calculator by This is what I experienced when, and especially forget about this hi-fi thing. You go to the nearest sabji mandi you have local. The ladies, they have calculation like that. You are still saying nay, and the more you calculate, you find 5 or plus 5. So it's not your job to calculate. You know they have said the correct one. Every time I try to do that, kabhi to tum log batao, I will tell you the right one. No, never. The calculation is in that tongue. How? Rehearsal. Sir said most of the good mathematicians are musicians. What musicians do? They do riyaz in the morning, which is rehearsal. The rehearsal is the key of success, guys. Not that how much big formula you know. Put the formula result. No. And that rehearsal is the best part of brainstorming. When you're brainstorming, you know what is easiest way. Probably longest way, but it's the easiest way. The longest does not mean the difficultest one or the complex one. The longest means it is more descriptive, more vivid. Everybody can actually understand. So we don't have to make maths complicated. Already it is complicated. The problem is this much, but we see the problem is this much. If the problem is this much, if we have it, then we can see the solution. But no, this is how human brain is conditioned. Our frontal lobe is actually there always to gatekeep things. कि नहीं stress नहीं लेना है, stress ले ले. ज़्यादा stress means ज़्यादा marks. Also, ज़्यादा stress means early heart stroke, early stroke. That frontal lobe doesn't tell you. That parietal lobe tells you, which tells that actually in long term what is helpful, stress or relaxation. And the kind of relaxation my dear students are doing these days, that's not relaxation, that's exhaustion. Understand, your optic nerve is getting exhausted. It is not able to learn a plus b whole cube or a plus b square. It is just learning which dance is in the frame, which design is in the frame. And by watching that, what all things you are doing? Just wasting your time. Your beautiful, nazuk, simple time you're wasting. If you just be at a tree and doing nothing, that's helpful for your brain. Your eyes gets relaxed by seeing that greenery. Your cognition is more active by seeing the, with the help of wind, how the leaves are moving. Your eyes are getting exercise. But by doing this, your eyes are not getting exercise, they are getting exhausted. Our brainstorming is compromised. All I'm trying to say that our brainstorming is compromised because of the new technology which we do not know how to properly use. There's a very thin line difference, everybody. Use, misuse, and abuse. Very thin line difference. And the last stage we reached, abuse. We're learning, what not we're learning? One of the students was learning how to make a bomb. To do what? There's a student whom I proposed. She did not accept my proposal. I want to bomb her car by learning how to make bomb via internet. Wow, why didn't you learn various ways to propose? Why didn't you learn how you can be more useful to the person you're loving? Probably today you're not close at all. Tomorrow you'll be going in a friend circle. But no, they immediately start thinking and die. That's what alarms me as a teacher. I'm a psychologist later. First I'm a student of psychology and I'm going to be a student of psychology till I die. I'm going to be a scholar. But first I'm a student of education. And the root of psychology, the root of every subject is philosophy. And my father says maths is the, what is that in Hindi, in English I know, Nagmani pata hai sabko?
Yes.
Maths is the Nagmani, the crown of every subject. And philosophy is the father. Without father, there is no creation. Without mother, there is no creation. So if you think you can stay away from maths, then your thinking must change today on this lecture. And you can thank your maths teacher, your organizers, those who planted this thought. No maths means no education, guys. But I'm not saying the maths means all this fancy maths, the basic maths. Which will, if you don't know, which will create a problem in your survival itself. So I'm talking from the survival dimension. As a social scientist, as a behavior scientist, if you want to survive better, thrive more, flourish every day, then basic maths is mandatory. And nowadays, basic maths is not only limited to the Bodmas student. It is above of that. You all see, Myntra has kept 50% sale. Beneath of that, they have written up to 15% sale. Now you can't ask ChatGPT, tell me what is giving up to 50% there, discount. ChatGPT will say that I'm really not understanding because your prompts are not enough for me. So yes, guys, first use your natural intelligence, then go for your artificial intelligence. It's like, asking artificial intelligence that how I can increase my portfolio of trading account to without working at all. Yeah, this is what happening. I am listening all this thing because I also counsel. So every day at least I encounter 2 to 3 students with their parent. But as a parent also have expectation to another level. Another level. When can a child go to NASA? To do what? Because my child is a good athlete, maintain good physics, and my child is interested in NASA science. Good. But did you ask the child by chance? The child wants to go to Jumri Talaya, do farming. So please, if we are going to be the next generation parents, then we have to inculcate this thing in our child that, guys, take the key, wherever you want to go, you go. They may keep the key and they want to walk because they're more stimulated to the environment rather than wasting the environment resources such as petrol and diesel and other things, which is going to create toxic to the environment. So the children have unique power these days. Let's just stimulate that instead of I won't say polluting it, but we inclined to it, we compromising to it, or we sabotaging it. So let's not sabotage our kids and let's not sabotage our own brain by saying that I don't like maths. Or maths is complicated. It is complicated. Nobody is saying you to be a mathematician over the night, but at least use for your own benefit. So it's just like putting a balance in your mobile phone. 384 rupees, 28 days. 680 rupees for 60 days. Where you are benefiting? No. I will go for 384 rupees only. Why? Because I'm not sure whether next month I'm going to use phone or not. That level of uncertainty also students have. As like, hence you are active in phone for 12 hours in a day. So decision making is everything, guys. Nobody wants you to be the great mathematician, but we also want you to calculate and then take steps. Don't take steps, then calculate. Okay, this is where I'm ending. Thank you so much for the panelists and all. I hope you all like the love story.
Yes.
We did like the love story, ma'am. Thank you so much for your meaningful insights and especially on psychological dimensions of learning. So I invite our third panelist, Professor Haruni Sadri, to share her scholarly perspectives with us. Welcome, ma'am.
Good morning, students.
Good morning.
And on the dais, my colleagues, Professor St.Ann, Department of Education and Education Technology, University of Hyderabad, Dr. Durgesh Nandini ji, Associate Professor, Department of Applied Psychology, Geetam University. Dr. Ritika Srivastav, Assistant Professor, Geetam School of Education. Dr. Shirisha Madam, Research Director, Dr. Santoshi Mishra, and other senior members, and my dear students. And good morning, and I'm very happy to be here today, this morning, to interact with you all. And it is a nice session. I heard both Professor Raghu Krishna and Madam. I liked their lecture very much, and I'm in a mood, little bit confused. From where shall I start, and where shall I, what should I say? Because most of the part has done by them. And one thing I wanted to add, what Madam has said about the love story. Sometimes whether we love or we don't, we have to be with them. So why not let's take mathematics and love instead of not loving. We should love mathematics. And if we want to go in our career with higher studies, we have to deal with mathematics at any time of any part of. So mathematics, take it as our first love and carry it till the end. So this is my suggestion for the students, because mathematics is the mother of all sciences, mother of all sciences. So it deals with the practical life. We cannot differentiate mathematics with life. Mathematics is our life, daily life. What we are living today, if we minus mathematics, nothing. So if we see everywhere mathematics is there. And first, before starting the session, before speaking a few points, I would like to congratulate Madam for organizing such a brainstorming session on what are the classroom pedagogies and methods to be used. We see that mathematics, every discipline has its own nature. Science has its nature, mathematics has its own nature, and this mathematics nature has lost somewhere. And brainstorming session is going to find out where the nature has lost, whether it is by teachers, whether it is by curriculum framers, whether it is by students, or whether it is by our educationalists, policy makers. Where the question now, it is a question for us, where this nature of mathematics has been lost. So today this brainstorming session help us to find out where this mathematics nature, we have to find out what mathematics actually is, what it needs to be dealt with, and what it is dealing with in nowadays. So for your convenience, I have divided my presentation in, I had classified like what is the teacher's responsibility, what is the curriculum framework responsibility, and where this nature of risk taking has gone, and what we have to do to overcome this. So first, as we all know that mathematics deals with reasoning, and I hope all the students, they are very much present here in the hall only. And I would ask some questions. In the last, I will ask the questions with the audience, students. So please listen to it carefully, because this is not a session, this is a brainstorming session. You need to be very active. Okay? So mathematics deals with reasoning, curiosity, logical thinking, problem solving, intellectual enhancement, but so on. So these are the characteristics of mathematics. But when we see that, coming to the actual classroom, all these are missing in the classroom. The mathematics, they are not achieving the objective. The subject is not achieving its goal. So we have to think as a teacher, as an educator, as a student of mathematics, and we have to see where it has been lost, and what sir has also said about fear, anxiety, violence, right and wrong, failure, and what I remember that in the last hence proof. So mathematics, is it confined to that only? No. So whose responsibility is it?
to bring the actual nature of mathematics. We need the good mathematics, not just a degree. We need the reasoning and thinking of the students to be developed, and this can be done by taking in everybody's responsibility, taking every be responsible. And first, I think that most of the responsibilities lies with the teachers. When we talk about teachers, and I would like to quote an example. Before coming to the university, I used to teach mathematics in government school, because I was first appointed as a school teacher in government school, and I was teaching mathematics. And we had one parent-teacher meeting, and I was sitting in the classroom. One missionary school I used to teach before the government school. In that parent-teaching meeting, when parents came, and they just trying to sit in front of me. Then they just interacted few words, and they just went away. No, no, sorry, we came here by mistake, and they went to other teacher. Then they have find out something. Then they again came to me, and I asked, why did you went? मतलब जब आपने मुझसे बात करने के लिए आए थे तो आप चले क्यों गए? So he was saying that when I saw you, I was confused that you can't be a mathematics teacher. You are smiling. You welcome with a smiling face. So I thought you are not a mathematics teacher. So I just gave a smile, and I know it's not like that. So what I quoted this example because I wanted to tell what the people think, what the parents think, what the society thinks about mathematics. If a mathematics teacher is wearing a very strict face, and with very broad specs, and every time scolding the students. So this should not be the situation. Old person with the stick, holding a stick, boring also, no smile. So this perception is there in people. I'm not saying this, but the people perceive. Mathematics means it is a boring subject. We should be leave mathematics as soon as possible. We should leave after 10th class. 10th, the students, they are forcibly, because anyhow thanks that we are reading mathematics. Mathematics is given the compulsory mandatory subject. So they are reading. Otherwise, if they have option in ICSE, ICSE they are giving both option also. 9th, 10th, they can shift to social sciences also. So that should not be the situation in coming times. So now we have to see the future generation, that in coming times mathematics should not become the choice of the student. It should the first choice, not mandatory, but it should be the by choice, not by chance. Many people, they are reading it by chance because compulsory they have to study. But if they are given the chance, they are skipping mathematics. So this perception needs to be changed. Mathematics teachers' perception needs to be changed. So teachers play a very important role. What I wanted to say, because in education we talk about 3H: cognitive domain, affective domain, and psychomotor domain. So mathematics plays an important role in cognitive domain, where it develops cognitive, it develops intellect, it develops reasoning, it develops logic. But anything can't be taught without considering all the domains. If you are not involving the affective domains, that we cannot achieve the objectives of teaching. So affective domain is also important. Affective means with your heart, with feelings, with emotions, with interest. So this should be, this is the need of the art, to bring the effectiveness in the mathematics subject, to bring the affective domain in the mathematics. Then many of the problems can be solved. And we also know that mathematics subject has many values also. Apart from just intellectual, you all know that it has many values. It teaches us about the life, utility. It has utilitarian value. Our culture is also dealing with mathematics. We can learn about our culture through mathematics. We can learn discipline through mathematics. We are learning discipline, we are learning hard work, we are learning truth, we are learning facts. This all can be learned through mathematics. So what I feel that before teaching a particular topic in the classroom, teacher should clearly defines what you are going to learn through this mathematics. This is lacking in the classroom. We just go and start the theorem. This is the theorem. This is the theorem. But what actually that theorem gives to the practical application, where what we are achieving in our daily life. If this connection is there in the classroom, then definitely the students will love the subject. And if the students love the teacher, they will love it. As sir said, A is equal to B, B is equal to C. A is equal to C. If mathematics teacher trained herself or himself in such a way that the students gets attracted, they are more responding, receiving, then actually the students also love the subject mathematics. So this is theory of association is same with mathematics and mathematics teachers. So kindly remember those who are going to become the mathematics teacher, wear a smile on the face. Yes or no?
Yes.
Who are planning to take mathematics in the future? Please raise your hands. Yes?
No.
Shortcut method
It's not.
to reach exam.
But this is not possible. As I said, mathematics is there with you. You can't leave mathematics. Every time you have to be with mathematics. You want to be a for higher studies or you want to go for any field, and mathematics is our life. It deals with our life. So this is what the teacher's responsibility. Then coming to curriculum. If mathematics curriculum needs any changes, if the curriculum of mathematics is up to date or some flexibility, if the subject is rigid. So what I feel that even the curriculum of mathematics and in this NE 2020 has given a framework and for mathematics education. NEP framework 2020 spoke about many multidisciplinary flexibility, about all these things, and NEP has given some recommendations particularly on mathematics. It's about the foundational mathematics. During primary classes, mathematics should be digital mathematics, so literacy should be taught to students at primary level, and the students can be from the primary stages. So this curriculum needs some changes. And in our system of education, before NEP 2020, if a student of mathematics is taking mathematics, then he or she has to compulsorily study mathematics, physics, and chemistry with no other choices. Even they are interested in music, if they are interested in painting, in drawing, any other field other than their core subject. There is no such option. But thanks to this NEP 2020, we are talking about flexibility, we are talking about multidisciplinary approach. So if the student is of mathematics is interested in music, they can opt music as their generic subject and they can study the subject of their interest. So this policy has brought a change in the system of education with giving more flexibility, which is going to help the society in turn. So this curriculum, when we talk about the curriculum, so this flexibility and rigidity should be removed and flexibility should be brought at the implication level. Now policy has given recommendation, but how far we implement, how good we implement, so that the society gets benefited. And third, what I feel is pedagogy, classroom pedagogy, teaching learning process. Today's session we are talking about this risk-taking factor in mathematics. What are the psychologically and emotionally safe? Students feel emotional and psychologically safe, so that good classroom interaction can be possible. And without communication, we all know that communication. What is communication? Sharing of ideas, teaching and learning is also a type of communication. So communication cannot be possible in a one way. So if interaction is not there between the student and teachers, we can't say that our outcomes are achieved. So to have this communication, two-way communication is important in the classroom. So interaction, to follow the new methods, new techniques of teaching in mathematics. We are having different and approaches of teaching mathematics. We can use the AI also, technology also, and we can have classroom also. There are so many new methods. Methodology has also changed, pedagogy has changed, and new techniques of teaching mathematics are being discussed in the classroom, and the teacher trainees are teaching the new methods and techniques so that the interaction in the classroom should be favorable. And as the madam also told, and we were discussing about this psychologically and emotionally safe environment for risk-taking behavior. So what is this risk-taking behavior? Why the students are hesitating in the classroom? Why there is a fear in the classroom? This is just because the pedagogical approach is not appropriate. We are not giving proper freedom to the student to think. We are confined. Teachers are just confined to. We are used to hearing the correct answer. We divide yes, correct or wrong. We just differentiate between two things. The answer is correct. Answer is wrong. But this is not the way. We have to appreciate the process of thinking. Then only the students learn to think and participate in the classroom. We are talking about participatory learning today. Today, in mathematics, if you want a quality education, we need participatory learning and experiential learning. We should have learning with new experiences, not only just textbook method, but new experiences and new techniques of teaching should be included. So this pedagogy is also important in our teaching or teaching learning process. And when we talk about these psychologically, emotionally safe learning spaces for nurturing freedom and creativity, if we want to develop freedom and creativity, we should encourage the teaching learning in the classroom itself. That is the basic pillar where we can have the good teaching learning process interaction. And I hope my time is there. No, Anna? And teachers, curriculum, then I said pedagogy. Then comes the assessment process, assessment and evaluation. Thus, our system of education evaluations process is good. Is it giving the students to think? It is giving the students chances to practice, reason, that we have to think. And currently, we are following the continuous comprehensive evaluation. You all know, see, previously we used to have only one examination at the end of the semester or at the end of the 1 year, and the whole year will be judged at the last moment by just one examination. And thanks to this change of policy of continuous comprehensive evaluation and grading system, to avoid the stress of the student, the grading system has also, you are given marks in grades. Now you will be given grades A, B, C, D. Previously, we studied, we don't have such type of grades. We will be given in percentages, 80%, 81%, 90%. So just 1% sometimes demotivate us. So this, you are lucky enough that you are not having that percentages or marks stress. So to avoid the stress, because the NCF, what are the recommendations of NCF? NCF is to underestimate rote memory and encourage the reading of the students, creativity of the students, and critical thinking of the students. And one more thing I would like to say, taxonomy. Previously, at the top of the cognitive domain, we think that knowledge is topmost. When we are having knowledge, that is enough. But now the revised taxonomy has come. Revised taxonomy, it is talking about the creativity. Knowledge is not important. If you are having knowledge, means you are not giving anything to society. If you are able to create anything, then it is you are benefiting the society. So on the topmost, you need to be creative. What is expected? What are the expected outcomes? Learning outcomes are we expect the students to be creative enough. So to be creative, we don't want just rote learners. We want you to utilize your brains, reason out, think out, implement it, and be creative in the life. So this is the aim of this session also, and your education system also, to have a creativity, to develop creativity among yourself. And there are so many factors that are killing the creativity of the young generation, our youth, as Madam pointed out. So don't be the slave of this digital technology. You decide that technology is for you and you are not for technology. You decide when to use it, how to use it, where to use it, and at what time you have to use it. So don't use, misuse, and abuse what she pointed out. Technology is for you and you are not for technology. Yes or no? And one more thing, assessment, we talked about teacher training and professional development. This is also a very important role. Like teacher training institutions are playing an important role, and professional development of teachers is also very important. When we talk about pedagogy, when we talk about the new techniques of teaching, when we talk about the new methods of teaching, where who are the knowledge providers, from where the knowledge should come. So the teacher educators are the basic pillars, and teacher training should be trained in a proper way to teach the mathematics subject in a very friendly environment. And the role of teacher need to be changed. Role of teacher has shifted. Now you can't, as Madam also told, that in St.Ann, so when we also product St.Ann, and Shrisha Madam was my madam also when I studied. So we used to have very strict classroom in the classroom, and we are not supposed, but we are encouraged to ask questions. If we are asking questions, it is not like that we are not encouraged. We are encouraged to ask questions, and the teachers used to do their teaching in a very dedicated manner. From morning, full complete hour, they used to give lectures, and that I appreciate your hard work, and other staff members also, their motivation. So what I wanted to say that, but nowadays the generation has changed. We are teaching the Z generation. We can't expect this generation to sit and study, to listen for 1 hour continuously. So 1 hour span of attention, we can't change. Span of attention is, they have their own span of attention. So keeping in mind that psychological principles we have to teach in the classroom. So teacher training should be exhaustive with new methods and new techniques, and professional development of teacher is also very important. What I think the mathematics teacher should have proper, they have orientation, and continuous professional development helps to learn new skills, new techniques, and develop new pedagogical approaches. Then what I feel is the last one is technology also. Nowadays, technology is playing an important role. As I said, that technology we have to take it as a positive side. Technology integration in education is very important. Technology integration in mathematics also is very important, because if we are not taking technology integration in education, the students are very much techno savvy this time. They are learning so many things from technology. Media is playing a major role. Social media is playing a major role. So if we integrate technology in classrooms, follow learning method, follow learning methods, give some MOOCs assignment to the students to enroll in different mathematics subject test. So these try to implement, try to bring technology into the classroom. So this technology also creates motivation in the students, develops kind of different situation in the classroom, which the students may feel interested to take part in the classroom interaction. So with this all, what I feel that brainstorming session on promoting the classroom situation so that the student can have interaction in the classroom, to think critically. We want mathematicians. Mathematics should be taught to build mathematicians, not only just to take degree or just a certificate, just to take a mathematics knowledge. So that should not be our criteria. Our criteria and objective should be to make mathematicians. We need mathematicians in the future of our country. We see that from many years we don't have mathematicians in the country, not getting Nobel Prizes from India. Nobody is coming up, Madam knows. So where is the lacking? Who is lagging behind? So these are the small steps we all are supposed to think and work in a collective way so that we can have a good country, good citizens, and good creative youth, prepare the creative youth for the future. And I would like to end this with saying that in mathematics, a mistake is not a failure of intelligence, it is evidence of thinking in progress. Whenever a student is giving a wrong answer, it doesn't mean that it is the failure of his or her intelligence, but you should think that it is the evidence of thinking in progress. If anything is going on in the brain, then you will get either right or wrong answer. Silence is not the progress. Okay. Thank you for my patience. Thank you to the organizer and all the students. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your insights. We now move on to the fourth panelist, Dr. Ritika Srivastavaji, to share her views and experience with us. We welcome ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. No, my throat is not so good, but yeah, I don't think it's very pleasant also to listen, but I hope I will able to speak in some clarity. First of all, thanks to everyone because all the panelists, all the professors already spoke a lot of mathematics and education, so it's just things what I feel it's there for me to speak, but still I try to connect my thoughts on mathematics and education in my talk. So yeah, I also start with my experience as everyone was also pondering on that. So when this call came from Santoshi ma'am, then after that I was talking to my parents. So I was talking and then I told them I'm going for a session on mathematics. They were like, huh? You will have mathematics on 10th grade. What are you going to do there? What you will talk there? You don't know anything about maths, right? I said yes. I also don't know. I'm also scared, but I will ask Dr. Santoshi like what is the main purpose and if actually I will be able to fit there. Then I called her. Then my second scared thing came. Then actually when it came to this brainstorm session, then I asked her if students will be there. So school students, I was afraid of. I was thinking they will be there. Then it should be definitely a kind of interactive, some mathematics activities should be there, and of course we should know the methods, how to make it interactive and pedagogical things as Madam Sir and everyone talked about. So when slowly I got this opportunity to talk to Santoshi Madam and get understanding, okay, it is developing understanding on particular project, and then it is not specifically that focus on content and students will be there. I little covered, okay, now I can get it. So yeah, thanks everyone to calling me here. So as all professors are talking about teachers and then pedagogy and materials, I also thought of talking about in this session based on three main points. One is actually what I was also thinking in my core area of research from last, I would say I'm leading from 10 years, but researching on approximately 8 years is teacher professional development. So I got to know it's about mathematics teacher. I started reading and focusing more because mathematics was not my interest, so I didn't look at mathematics teachers also. This is how I feel some, our biases. So I started looking at mathematics teachers profession and professional development. So this talk I'm focusing more first on who is this maths teacher and what they bring in their classroom. So how they construct their knowledge. So first section is this. Second is again as Madam also talked about, it's about pedagogy, it's about curriculum and methods in mathematics. So what is there? I've gone through a few books which talk about what is there to be done in mathematics. to improve the quality. And as this session is also about, risk taking, I've gone through a few books. I'll talk about, give some reference also, where we can get some, methods, new methods, how we can include in this and how we can add in daily teaching learning process. Third is about research. It's about possibilities in mathematics and research related things, which I'm going to talk. Basically focusing on qualitative researching. So yeah, so first point when it comes to mathematics teaching. So when it comes to role of teacher who comes in classroom, not only content, but with personal beliefs, personal values, opinion. So the literature also says when teachers comes in classroom, they just come not with professional knowledge understanding. They comes with personal practical knowledge. So what is this personal practical knowledge? Personal practical knowledge is something which makes you unique human being. So Santoshi madam is a unique madam in herself. Nandini madam is unique in herself because she doesn't just bring professional knowledge. Many of people will go, have gone through this understanding of psychology. But what makes Nandini ma'am as a Nandini ma'am can't make someone else. So theory also says this. There is a huge lot of work on teacher professional development and teachers' knowledge, which talks about teachers' knowledge and what teachers bring in classroom. So teachers bring basically two kind of knowledge in the classrooms. One is their professional knowledge that they are shaped based on their reading, learning, going through literature, academia. Second is their personal practical knowledge, which is actually shaped by their beliefs, their opinions, what they think about society, what they think about students, also what they think about their own discipline. So what maths teachers think about their own discipline, their own subject, also construct their knowledge and their everyday experience of teaching. So madam also talked about this thing. This is something I was also thinking. It's very interesting actually. Most of the mathematics teachers, when we meet them, they don't smile. They don't have any. So that was something I was also thinking. So in my experience also, my teacher was very strict. So after 10, as many people leave mathematics, I also left because I was studying same school from grade 1 to +2, and then because of the fear of teacher I left. So lot of theories talk about teachers should actually, when teachers come to classroom, they should have this care ethics in their teaching. So when they teach in their personal practical knowledge, which is shaping them as a teacher, care ethics is something is required. So when I'm talking about care ethics, it's about teacher must have some connection with students, not just based on their professional understanding of the subject, but also they should care about teacher, students. They should have some connection and concern about their students. So lot of work on this also, teachers' caring attitude in the classroom and their personal practical knowledge is done in teaching and research. And of course, mathematics teachers are also part of that. So Lisa Goldstein's work, or if we see Nordin's work, and there is work which is done by Grimmer. This work is done on teacher professional development and why caring teacher is required in the classroom. So when we see even mathematics teachers, they are not just teachers with their professional knowledge, they are as a person. So we have to work with these teachers to make them to understand their problem as well as the problem of students who are there in their classrooms. So this is the first point which I wanted to say. So teachers are also human. Teachers are also, total human being. This is also said by some, we can say, educationists. So there is a whole work on this also. Total teachers. Who are these total teachers which make their, personal beliefs, opinions, and teachers' knowledge. So believe in teachers' knowledge and let teachers also know that they know. So start from that step. So that is work about teachers' knowledge and what they bring in their classroom. So second thing is about actually this professional learning content, professional learning and curriculum content. So in respect to this, I have gone through a few books which are actually maths teachers' handbook. So maths teachers' handbooks are actually, when I was going through, I realized it's such a gem there. Why I am saying I will reflect. So this maths teachers' handbook is developed in 1997 by Portman and Richardson. Available on arvindgupta.com. I hope you people have heard about Arvind Gupta. He is very famous physicist, mathematics, and it's not place to talk about him because he is such a big shot. So you can search and you can find out. So in his website, yeah, arvindgupta.com. I can give reference later also. So in that I got lot of maths activities. Lot of math activities which can be done with very low resource skills. So even a village, rural, tribal teacher can do it in the classroom. So in that gem, I found a book, the book which is on Maths Teachers Handbook by Fortman and Richardson. This book does have 100 low resource activities, 100 low resource activities only on mathematics. And this 100 low resource activities are to enhance teaching methods in mathematics, and all are connected to risk taking and qualitative research. So as our topic is on risk taking, so this handbook I think we have to see, and as our purpose is to develop further module, I am sure that will be useful for us. Also, it is, this book talks about the problem which I also feel after going through some content of the book, we are also going through in Indian context. So the book talk about there is a lack of ready-made teaching in mathematics. Also, mathematics books. When we talk about mathematics books, then there are two kinds of book I can refer here. One is textbook, one is reference book. So even when I started reflecting. So yes, we have textbooks, but reference books in mathematics is very less. So you need to develop reference books in mathematics. Also, there is a problem of language also. So teaching learning in maths is basically, even in Indian context, wherever we go, it's basically in second language. So when I'm saying second language, then of course we in English, or in many Indian contexts we can see we are dealing with two languages. One is our local or vernacular language, second is our this English language in which mathematics is taught in Indian classrooms. Interesting thing is, in the case of math, it's a maths vocabulary which comes in teaching. So this is something, is a point of research for researchers from last few decades, not in India, unfortunately, but many other parts of the world. People are researching how mathematics is taught, how mathematics is understood by students and teachers. So this can be also a point where we can further, engage our inquiry. Also, when maths teachers are teaching in classroom, it's very important to look at language. So, yeah, so this teaching methods, resource, and teaching aids, and language of learner and teacher, culture of learner and teacher becomes very important. Also, when resource and teaching aids comes, then there is one more book I found again. It's on teaching methods. So the name of book is Teaching Methods and Maths Wonders to Inspire Teachers and Students. So the whole book is about how, as the professors also talk about, we have to go beyond and talk about practice-based, everyday, real-life experience-based mathematics. So these books provide a space where it gives a lot of studies based on how we can teach mathematics beyond rote memorization. So there are a lot of topics like algebra, geometry, probability, all of there to inspire teachers and students. And the name of book is Math Wonders. When it comes to NCERT and National Curriculum Framework, because I also worked in NCERT for 3 years, so I was teaching also pedagogy of biological science. So I'm aware that yes, there is a content book there, which is mathematics, textbooks which we use in classrooms. But when we were teaching our BEd students, BSc BEd students, we had pedagogy books also. So there is a book, Pedagogy of Mathematics, which is there. So that supports teacher. So okay, this content is there in textbook. So how to teach mathematics, that is elaborated with examples, with lot of philosophical assumptions, logical assumptions, cultural, socio-cultural assumptions. That is pedagogy of mathematics. You can easily download. So this is how to teach mathematics, and the content is already there in CBSE and CRT books. So yeah, so when it comes to the culture and so it is like in this talk basically I talked about this teaching methods, some books, and then resource and teaching aids. Resource and teaching aids also it's really interesting. When I was going through again Navin Gupta's website, I found they were actually teaching a lot of things by using Arabic and Egyptian numbers to make it simple in Indian context. If you go through website, you will get to know. Also, there were activities like square, orange, stack activities. This is easily available on YouTube. When you will search, you square, orange stack math activity, you will understand what is this math activity. So it's like making joy in mathematics. And shift again what other people also said, my professor, Steve's professor said, it's shifting this from drill to open-ended dialogue and free thought and free space to do activities in mathematics. So these are the things which I also gone through because of the push which I got from Santoshi ma'am, and I started looking deeply into what is available in mathematics and how we can use in our context in relation to this project or in future endeavors. So the other thing is research direction in mathematics. So when I was reading on this also, then because my largely experience was in looking into some qualitative studies, then I found a lot of studies in mathematics was about safe classrooms. So safe classrooms also some studies which are based on socio-cultural constructivism I also talked about. These kind of frameworks to understand knowledge and practice that also sir talked about. Knowledge and practice in mathematics classroom. So how knowledge and practice are connected in mathematics classroom. To understand this, it's very important to again engage the teacher. To understand how they are building their practice, what knowledge they are bringing in mathematics classroom, why they are teaching, the way they are teaching, how they are seeing their learner, what they have to do, how they are thinking, retrospecting on that also. All these are required to do. And sir already talked about the frames of reflections and the epistemology of practice in his talk. So these relationship, knowledge and practice, we need to see in Indian class very keenly through qualitative research, which I think is missing, specifically in the case of mathematics. Why I am saying it's missing? Because a lot of mathematics studies or research is done by using actually quantitative analysis methods. So when it comes to quantitative analysis method, we lose sometimes the nuances what is happening in the classroom. So when I was trying to understand this, what is happening in research and mathematics, I understood yes, this it could be done through using different methodology, different methods of research. So for example, lot of action research can be done by teacher in classroom, where teacher themselves can understand what are the misconceptions in students, about understanding different topics in maths or maths related other, even in physics also. So action research, case study, even I got a few researches which on ethnography in mathematics. So ethnography in mathematics is also there. Even we are beyond that. There is ethnomathematics exist. So ethnomathematics is about relationship between culture and mathematics. So in a specific culture, if a teacher is teaching in a particular way, so researchers can go and see and explore about that relationship also. So relationship between culture and mathematics is also being explored in different parts of our world. So ethnomathematics is there, which actually now researchers are interested in. When it comes to ethnomathematics, then exo-ethnography and endo-ethnography is also going on. So here is lot of things which are going in mathematics also. But yes, I think in Indian context, it's hardly researched, hardly seen, and it's hardly actually talked about. I'm very glad that Dr. Santoshi actually took this project on mathematics so that we can go and try to understand more on mathematics. So yeah, when it comes to mathematics and research, even there are research which are on narrative inquiries in mathematics. So when we talk about narrative inquiries in mathematics, then people are sharing, students are sharing their stories of experience. So like Nandini ma'am was sharing, Vikarmanisa ma'am was sharing. So these stories of experience is also point of inquiry in research. So why? So when professors were asking who is going to take mathematics in future, most of the students said no, no, no. So this no, 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 and why no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, sir. Okay. If yes, then it's very good. So that can be also become point of inquiry. If these students are saying yes, or if these students are saying no, so we can actually go and inquire about that also and collect stories, and the stories can also become part of qualitative inquiry that we call is narrative inquiry in research in mathematics. So these kind of works are now going on. I try to pick some and try to share a few with you. I hope that will be useful, and thanks a lot, sir, and all professors here who talked a lot about mathematics, and I'm able to reflect because they only opened up floor to discuss lot of things. So thanks everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your very thoughtful and reflective presentation. I think you have shared a lot of e-tools which are really required for me, but I'm sorry I couldn't make a note of all of them. I'll again reach out to you. Any questions from the participants who have come here? Like, do you like to ask any questions? Because I think most of you who are here are teachers, so you would like to ask any questions to our panelists in terms of how to improvise your teaching, or probably would you like to give any suggestions to us so that we can incorporate it in our research project? Many of you would like to come forward. In fact, sir and ma'ams, the panelists, there are one or two people, the participants who come here, they are our students only. So we're very happy about it. Yeah, please come forward.
Good morning. Good morning to one and all. I just wanted to ask a question to Vikarmanisa ma'am, that you have told that NEP has they are now not giving ranks. We are giving grading system again, but that grading system is on the percentage of the student again. Like A plus if they are getting, they are around 80 plus. Then again, the students are working hard for getting that percentage only. I think we have to counsel the parents also, because parents are pressurizing the student to get 90 plus, so that you should get A plus. You should be the first in the class. I think instead of students, teachers, we should counsel the parents also, so that we should not pressurize the student to get this much marks or this much marks. On their overall development, we should counsel the parents to not pressurize the students. So as we are talking about the brainstorming, pressure is the most thing that students are getting scared of math from the childhood, not just when they are coming to higher grades. Since childhood, they are getting pressurized. They are good at other subjects, but in math, they are not getting good grades. If we come to the parents also, some criteria should be there also for the parents, that they should not pressurize them, so that they can get good marks also in maths. They should not get scared. They should not run after 10. We should leave math and go for some other subjects. If they are happy with that maths, they can, let's hope they can continue in higher studies also.
Okay, thank you. It is a very good question. But as a parent, I will answer it in two parts. As a parent, a parent feel that if the child is not in any stress, they feel stressed that they are not giving importance. The parents, if they see that the children are in stress, they are satisfied. Okay, they are taking it seriously. This is the psychology of parents. Sometimes stress is good. Little stress is good. But being stress-free and not taking anything into consideration, it stresses the parents. So parents try to give little stress so that you can be conscious towards your studies. So this is from parents' point of view.
The same thing I did for my kid, as I am a mathematics teacher. In 10th grade, I told her to study standard maths. But when she was in basic, she used to get good marks. Then when I told her to go for standard, she got less marks in final exam. Now she don't want to study maths, she opted for science.
Okay.
So I think because of my mistake, she went out of the maths and she's studying science now.
That may be the case, but it is not. Yeah. Sometimes students will not perform, so the parents feel a little conscious that they should take little stress. That's why the parents push up. But what you are saying, that is also right, that they should not give too much pressure. Because too much pressure and creating stress is again harming the child. So that they should understand. And now the parents are also given counseling. I can see in some universities and colleges when they are doing the research work on psychology also, the department, they are organizing this sensitization and orientation program for the parents also, to not to pressurize the children and don't give stress and anxiety. And this coming generation parents, they are more, I think they are not taking more efforts or more and not giving more stress to the student. But giving little stress is also good if you are involving. Parental involvement is very much important. When you are not involvement in the studies of your children, in the studies of in whatever activities they are doing, we can see that so many of cases are coming nowadays. That is just because of non-involvement of parents. So parental involvement is very important. But as a parent, today many youth are educated. So as a parent, we should know where we should interfere, where we should not interfere. We should put the limits, that till what level we have to stress, what level of stress is good for the student. So can we do better? And giving much stress is not good. And in the PTMs also, I think the parents are also given stress. Parent-teacher meetings are there in schools for giving stress to parents. Whenever the parents come, the teacher just to say everything about the child, like how he behaves in the classroom, he's listening to me, madam, you just take care of him. Everything. They stress the mind of the parents. So the parents, they don't have any choice. They will come back home and they will start scolding the children. So that what I feel, that there is a change. The change should come in the parents also, and it will come, definitely it will come consistently, it will come. So
Yeah,
sir,
I will add one thing. It's not just fun. Stress not only stress on students, parents also under stress. Normally parents, they try to shift their stress on the child, because this is the competitive world. Displacement and projection. Most of the parents, they are very possessive and comparable. So due to that reason, sometimes they scolded the children, and they are very particular about the marks. They never to understand the transformation as whole of child. Maths and other things, marks doesn't matter. When you are comparing, while child is growing, there is some kind of all-round development. Never identified and noticed. Sometimes somewhere they are good, but parents, they never identified and noticed. And their target is, my child should get something, my child should top in somewhere like that kind of stress. For your kind, you will be surprised. You thought that always stress due to my parents pressurizing on me to do like this. They are also under stress. Sometimes I have observed some parents, when usually we go to the hostel. Again, I am coming to my personal experience. Normally, wherever I go, I observe the people only. I forget it. My child is there. He is very good. I spoke and I discussed with him very openly. He said, Papa, nothing will happen. The child is like this. His mother is game. He is also joking. Papa, yesterday this Nikhil parents came, they shouted them. They never bother about the how are you eating properly, sleeping properly. They at least bother about those things. Last time, why did you get this mark and that mark? This time, improve like this. And what is this? That kind of true expectation, high expectations. Yes, as a parent, they wish their child is becoming like this. So one more thing when it comes to the marks and grades. So even evaluation process also little bit confused. There is a chaos when you are measuring the child, not only in terms of the marks and the grade, overall development. So that is our psychologists, educationalists, policy makers fail to attempt to measure the child properly. That is why so many new arrivals come up to, especially in the evaluation process. Earlier, summative evaluation, diagnostic evaluation, rubrics, it's some kind of there are new things come up. It's a game existing in our education system. But child marks, okay, what madam said, rightly, madam, I, in the beginning, she with if you're making or cooking anything, fire is required. The fire is required, some kind of heat is required without pressure. That is why recently I read one book, who is not competent to speak on education from all point of view. Madam, she spoke about the brainstorming session from her point of view as a psychologist. I just say something about my point of view as a student of philosophy. Madam, as a mathematics teacher, mathematics background, and she spoke some from her own. If you ask parents, they are much better than us. They know the child behavior and marks and these things. If you give the chance, she will also speak then more effective than all of us. Because every level, there are some kind of things. I just request the people who are here, most particularly students. Mathematics and fairness, sometimes teachers scolded, empty parents scolded to get the good marks and all these things. First, let us are we really like do we like the mathematics or not? First, let us we decide. Recently, one incident happened. Most of the children they don't want to get higher in mathematics. To get good marks, forcefully their parents say you have to choose MPC only. They are searching some alternatives. One way or the other way, child is also very smart, like a smartphone. How many features we have? Accordingly, we have changing our natures also. According to features of the mobile, we are changing our natures. So that the child is very smart because the world will be on our fingertips now, electronic, whatever it may be. So you cannot actually accelerate it. Everything child will get it within fraction of second. He will learn span of little time. The read earlier, our generation read page by page. Now child read by earlier we read line by line. Now child is scanning page by page. Just scroll only, na? Scrolling, just scroll within second. So that much of advantage is nowadays classroom handling is very difficult. Recently, I attended one training program. One physics teacher, literally, she was crying. Just I asked what happened, madam, sir. Yesterday, she taught physics for 7th and 9th, I think. She working in some international school. Children are coming with a sort of information you cannot underestimate. Every child is a potential unique. So they are not enough to our classroom transaction which is happening. They are more informed, in fact, they have more information before coming to the classes. Every loaded information they get from different sources, we know all of us. So that one day one child is asked, physics madam, she taught about the earth. The child posed one question. So what is the weight of the earth, madam? She is okay, tomorrow I will teach. She come, search somewhere else. This is, madam, how much weight you tell? But with a human being, how much? Without a human being, how much? It's very difficult. How can I segregate and divide the things? Okay, anyway, she got it some information from source, some search engines, she got it. Then he is asking, what is the portion of earth? how much weight Earth and humans in asking like this. Why I'm telling not for just instant, there are some kind of things we are going to face so many challenges in coming future classrooms, even teachers also. But we cannot, what our friend said, our indigenous mathematics, that is why we rejuvenate, reimagination of our traditional indigenous mathematics also. You cannot forget it, you cannot ignore it. Because one of the great mathematicians in India, there are many people, Europeans and Greeks, there are many mathematicians, so many Nobel laureate and mathematics great people are there. But in India, I think you might know, I heard about the Gizubai Dabega. He wrote a wonderful book that is Daydreams. It's just 34 pages. Every advanced teacher, they must read it. Because mathematics not only problems and the complexity of that one. There are many easiest ways also there. Teach the mathematics at private level to higher level and with the playroom method. Other so many sources are there. So that one more request before closing my learning crisis also there. Learning crisis. No child will not focus on the reading the text. Many textbooks now schools asking them as a teacher when you are entering, don't ask them to open the child. We try to make the child to open their mind instead of open the text. Open the mind, not the text. If they open their minds, let them understanding. Let them focus and attention, pay attention on everything, child, teacher, and classroom. Learning crisis is there. Recently, Pratham, I think our friends might familiar of that Pratham survey. Nationwide, they conduct the survey with the help of NCRT. NCRT also conducted a survey, madam. I think they might know that survey. So you will be surprised. Everybody is sometimes is ashamed to all of us teachers and the 8th class standard student. They unable to do small mathematics problems, calculations, multiplications, small lessons. That is also one kind of there. Nowadays, we are very smart enough. Too much of extreme integrating the technology and AI and chat GPT, Gemini, whatever it may be, smart board is there. Earlier, we have a blackboard that cannot replace any smart blackboard. You cannot replace. Technology cannot replace the teachers. That is only facilitators. Facilitator only, providing the facility for us to do these things very easiestly. So that learning crisis also there, we have to overcome it. That is why recently, day before yesterday, Prime Minister addressed the child exam in the point of the exam time, Pariksha Pe Charcha. In that, he made a beautiful statement. You try to avoid the screen. This is a social media platform. That doesn't mean not stopping, but we must know it. When do we use this social media? For that, he gave a slogan: screen time to green time, screen time to play time, screen time to family time, screen time to like chat with your friends without any mobile. So nowadays, that's why mobile fasting one day can be survival without mobile. We can challenge the students. One student give the challenge to another student. My dear friends, today I am coming without mobile. I am coming to the today I attended the class. Do you accept my challenge? Like you give the challenge. How many of you come with you? How many of you take the challenge without mobile? One day mobile fasting. Fasting not only for the God or something else. Fasting for yours. That is fasting, mobile fasting. One day without mobile, just you can imagine. Can we survive? Do you think that without mobile? Mobile is not a part of our body and any organ, something like that. But now it is. So that that we need to shift from this kind of traditional system to engagement and experiential. These all these things. Not only for mathematics, the context of mathematics, we got an opportunity to say all these things. Okay, thank you. One more thing, reading ability. How many you reading? How many know the library? Some people never seen the library, never visit the library. without they complete the course without visiting the library. It's a very
Actually, in our I do not know about other departments, but in mathematics department,
teachers must allow them to at least you ask them to visit. Our friend just referred when she gave some reference books.
yes. So actually, when we start a curriculum, when we enter as a teacher, we give them the syllabus, the prescribed textbook, and the reference books. So they don't even know what the prescribed textbook is because they completely rely on the notes which are provided by the faculty members. So in case if in the question paper something comes outrightly, students are like, no, this is outside the syllabus. Our ma'am did not teach us. So finally the blame is taken by the teachers. So ultimately, the teachers here are like scapegoats, between the management and the students. This is, of course, my perspective. But then I also feel one thing, sir. I was a child. This is, one small story I wanted to narrate to everybody here. Till my 8th grade, when I was studying in St.Ann school, there was one. I don't think I can forget my maths teacher. I must have forgotten all my undergraduate, postgraduate teachers, but this particular maths teacher, I cannot forget her throughout my life. She was Mrs. Subbalakshmi ma'am. I used to hate her to the core, and I never liked or enjoyed mathematics at all. I really hated math. It is only because of the hate towards her. Maybe she must have been a genuine, but it so happened that once in the class, because I couldn't find space and all, and when we used to study, we used to get those books. With 2 lines towards the left and the right. And because there was no space, I wrote it at the end, very timely. And in front of everybody, she threw the book on my face. So then I decided that no math ever. But thanks to the Almighty, in 9th, there was a shift of teacher. She went to the other section, and I got another ma'am called Sridevi ma'am. She was not really good at subject, but she just feel very comfortable. And there's no seeing. I still remember in unit test 1, I stood 10th in the class, and then unit test 2, and then my pre-terms and all, I was, in between that 1, 2, and 3 ranks. So I feel teachers are very, very influential towards students. But then, especially for subject mathematics teachers are very proud, sir. Very proud. Because they feel that this is my subject and I somehow have earned this subject. Because most of the math teachers must have done really hard work in coming to that undergrad and postgrad. Only then must have become faculty, either working in any of the international schools or probably corporate colleges or convents or missionary colleges like St.Ann's. And majority of us are very proud. When I joined St.Ann's also, I was very proud that I am a math teacher and there's nobody as unique as me. But then this pride of a math teacher should go away. Because unless math teacher feels very proud of herself about her subject, she cannot reach out to any of the students. And this is my personal experience. And today, when I look at my students, I sit with them. I don't mind sitting with them in their bench and teaching them. So this, I feel that every math teacher, whether she is teaching in any of the primary schools or going for any higher class sections, she has to make the student feel very comfortable psychologically, emotionally, physiologically, and also academically. Only then the student starts learning the subject very, very nicely. So that motherly touch or fatherly, whatever it is, that has to be there. We have to reach out to the level of students as a math teacher. And today, I feel very, very happy that all 4 of you have come here all the way, traveled for us, and you have spent a lot of your time here, sir. So thank you very much, sirs and ma'ams. Your sessions were very, very engaging, and more importantly, today I felt like a student, learning once again from the scratch. Because what I feel is, you should be a teacher. You will be a teacher if you're a lifelong learner. Unless and until we every day inculcate that habit of learning in us. No, I do not know anything. I have to learn. Unless we have this habit, unless we start learning, I don't think we can become better teachers. Because teacher is not just about a classroom teaching. Teacher is about wherever you are, however you are, you have to learn the and you have to inculcate and incorporate knowledge. When you're spreading your knowledge and skills to others, you should be a lifelong learner. So teachers, every teacher should be a lifelong learner. to thank all the participants who came all the way for us here, joining us. So before I propose the vote of thanks for the morning session, we would like to distribute the certificates because there are a few teachers who would like to leave. But then lunch is being served at least. I request all the participants who came all the way to please have your lunch, and then if you want to join us again for a close-knit session, you can join. Otherwise, leave. It is up to you. Because we wanted to have some more discussions with our panelists in a closed-knit room. It's not going to be any kind of presentation as such. It's going to be just a discussion where certain things we would like our panelists to help us out in the next phase of our NCRT project. This is actually, I forgot to mention, this is actually a part of our NCRT project in which I am the principal investigator and Dr. Sirisha ma'am, she is the co-investigator. Then it is only because of Sirisha ma'am's guidance that I was able to get this project, get through the project. It is not easy at all for us because we are completely held up here with the work. So going for a government project and then cracking the interview and all those things, and then getting the project, getting the funds from this government is not easy, but we have done it. So this is a part of our sessions. But then we thought, why only both be there with the panelists? It could be helpful for other teachers. So that is the reason why we have kept this platform open to anybody, because the registrations have been free, so that you also can learn something. And teachers who came all the way I request all of you, whatever takeaways today you had with the sessions, please go and share it with your own friends, your own colleagues, so that they can become better teachers. Because for us, a teacher should never be proud of her subject. Teacher should always be a lifelong learner. So with this, I conclude, and I would like to call upon participants to take their certificates. Dear panel, I would be calling out your names. Yes, sir. Yeah. You can. Sir, actually, afternoon session is completely for the question answer round. So during that time, you can ask. There will be 2 teachers because they have their work schedule. So that is the reason why we wanted to give away the certificates to everybody now. And then afternoon session, we will again resume back.
Because we have as doubts we have to put around them so that they will help us to progress. That is the criteria for conducting this.
After lunch, we will meet up for the discussion.
We kept this session as open. Have the knowledge to share the other people.
We request our eminent panelists, Nandini ma'am, Rita ma'am, Vikhar Misa ma'am ji, please do the honors. So I call upon Syed Mohammad Mushrat. Please come forward to collect your certificate. I request Sirisha ma'am and Sabha ma'am to kindly join for the honors. Up we have Anjali. K. Madhavi. K. Madhavi. Sayyida Munfara Imtiaz. Sayyida Munfara Imtiaz, please come forward to collect your certificate. M. Satish Kumar. I think the audiences can cheer them up. Yeah, that's wonderful. M. Satish Kumar. P. Pranita. R. Aruna. Up next, Rana Majid. P. Vandana, Usma Khair. I request all the participants who have come from outside to kindly join us for photograph. Sir is busy with his call, so let's wait for Sir to join us. We can have a picture. I request the participants to please come join us. With certificates, yeah. You can get your certificates. Thank you so much for your kind work. Can I please have? As we come to the end of the first session of the brainstorming from St.Ann's College, we have a small token of appreciation for our panelists. May I request Dr. Sirisha ma'am to kindly present the token of appreciation to Krishna ji, Krishna sir, Dr. Krishna sir from University of Hyderabad. We present of appreciation to Dr. Vikhar Nisa ma'am from University, Maulana Azad National University. So we are very, very privileged and honored, ma'am, to have you with us. May I call upon Dr. Nandini ma'am from Hyderabad University. She's a renowned psychologist.
Pleasure to meet you.
We have Dr. Ritika ma'am from Education Department, Hyderabad University. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us and for being a panelist for today. Thank you, panelists. Thank you, Sirisha ma'am, for doing the honors. As we come to the conclusion of the morning session of the brainstorming program, it is my pleasant duty to express our sincere gratitude to all those who have contributed to making this session meaningful and intellectually enriching. First and foremost, I extend my sincere thanks to our esteemed panelists for generously sharing their time, scholarship, and insights with us. I express my sincere gratitude to Professor Rahul Krishnaya Ji for his thoughtful and theoretical perspectives, which provided a strong academic foundation for today's deliberations. My sincere thanks to Dr. Durgesh Nandini Ji for offering valuable psychological insights that deepened our understanding of emotional safety and learner well-being in educational spaces. Thank Professor Bekharunisa Ji for her rich scholarly reflections and vast academic experience, which greatly enriched the discussions on pedagogy and inclusive education. I also extend my appreciation to Dr. Ritika Srivastava Ji for her reflective and practice-oriented contributions, which strongly resonated with the theme of safe and inclusive learning environments. I would like to thank all the participants for their active engagement during the interactive session. So the interactive session is again going to go forward post-lunch. On behalf of the Department of Mathematics, St.Ann College for Women, I thank everyone once again for making the morning session of this brainstorming program a huge success and really motivating. Thank you all, and we look forward to your continued participation in the afternoon session. Let's break for lunch. So lunch will be served in the second quadrangle. We request all of you to kindly join us for the lunch, and then we can resume back after lunch. It is 12:37. I request everyone to be here kindly back by 1:15 because our panelists have to resume back to their work. So I think we are not supposed to make them wait for a very long time. We can wind up the session by 2:15 today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.